Well, hey, welcome back. Bob from Bobots Trains. Now, you're used to seeing scenes like this in most of my videos. Over the last several years, I've been working on the layout and showing you guys some of the updates as I went along. And it's been a year or two since I did anything really to the layout. I got kind of disgusted with the cost and quality of a lot of the products, as you've seen in some of my videos. And quite frankly, I just needed to take a break from it. And that's okay, but some of you guys have wondered what was going on, and I thought I'd do a quick video to not only show you that the layout is still here, and I still really like trains. I just need to take a break from it for a while. But maybe I'll get back into it here. Now, this brings up a bigger point that I thought I'd cover in this video. I'm going to step back and take a big picture in this whole video of everything that goes on down here. My train layout is 12 by 12. And it sits in the center of my basement. So it's just a small part of who I am and some of the things I do. Some of my hobbies. And I realized that they're all down here in the basement. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to give you a basement tour and show you what else is going on and some of the things that I've done when I wasn't working on the train layout. So let me continue around here. Sorry about some of the jerky video, but I just thought I would go off the cuff here today and show you what's going on. Now, I'll continue on from here without a cut maybe. If you remember, back here in this corner and over here, I used to have a table where I did a lot of my train repairs. You know, maintenance and things like that. And the table stuck out this far and it didn't give me a lot of room. So this all started last year, and I'll go through the scenario and show you what happened. Now, I started working on electronics a little more, you know, Arduinos and embedded electronics and things. And I wanted an area to work on not only trains, but mainly my electronics, and that was not a convenient location there. So I thought this is going to be the beginning of a lot of I thoughts. So I thought, why not come back here into my workshop area, which I've had since I moved here. So let's go back here. Now, eventually what we're going to do is we're going to get to down here, the electronics bench that I built, and then I moved all the stuff from over on the other side to here. Well, let's just go here. Let's take a man cave tour, kinda. You know, over here you come down the steps and you hit this landing. Now, this is where I have my tools, obviously. I built this workbench a couple years ago, and I have the plans for it in PDF. It's a really sturdy, nice bench. So if any of you guys want the plans, let me know. It's excellent. You can, you know, change the top out here if you mess it up or whatever. But anyway, so I thought if I only had a nice deep work surface similar to this that I could put beside it. So I had a 3-foot deep folding table, and I put that there. And I thought this is really going to work nice because I believe it's an 8-foot table. So I started putting my stuff on it. And then I thought I should probably have some more electric down here. So I installed a quad outlet and ran some electric over. And then I thought I should probably have some shelves so that I can put a bunch of my components and things up on top. So I installed shelves that go the whole length of what's reasonable over the workbenches. And then I thought, I should probably have a computer down here so that I can look things up. Now this was pretty cool. This was an all-in-one Sony computer that someone gave me and I fixed and upgraded. So it's a couple years old, but it works great. And all this was going along pretty well. And of course it is Wi-Fi, but I did run a cable down here. I was working on stuff and I needed some wired, so that goes around to the other side. But anyway, this is basically my workbench area. Oh, let me do another than I thought. Then I thought I need some lighting, so I went and I got this strip here, which I can't even remember, but I think it's an LED strip. Whoa. Okay, so this has worked really well for the electronics portion. I mean, I got all my supplies, I got my light, and if I want to work on trains here, that's fine, but look, all my supplies, all my tools, soldering iron, my fume extractor, my meters, my radio, all my little jumpers, everything, okay? Now, by the way, these little things are cool. These were given to me, and I have a bunch of them around. They are the little shelves from probably 20 or 30 years ago that Keebler used to put their chips in down at the end of the aisles, down at the end caps. And they work out really well. I mean, they're actually pretty sturdy. They have little aluminum rods on them to hold them up, but they're pretty sturdy. So that gives me some more area there. And this thing was pretty cool. It's on wheels, and what you can do is put a bunch of your fasteners and things in it and organize, and then you can grab this handle over here and just move it around the basement if you want. And I'm getting a little off track, but this was going to be a man cave tour, so what the heck. Now all my tools and household type supplies and, you know, drills and things like that are kind of on that shelf. Now, let me back out of here, and it'll be easier to come over on the other side. I'm just trying to not make you guys sick with the video. But this, because of all the years, 30 plus years of collecting and working on electronics and working on computers and VCRs and, you know, stuff like that, you end up with a whole bunch of fasteners and little, you know, cables and connectors and HDMI stuff and just everything you can possibly think of, you know, keystone jacks, stuff like that to do your own wiring. So this is just all components, you know, resistors and stuff like that, diodes and LEDs. So anyway, now let's move on. This table in the middle, this was part of one of my tables for my layout in the other house, and it used to be covered with all of the train boxes, the empty train boxes. So let's do another one. Then I thought, I need this space because look, all these are like Arduino components, little electronic boards. Okay, and all the components that go with the stuff, little sensors and temperature humidity sensors and connectors and capacitors and standoffs and resistors, all kind of stuff. So what I did was I took all the train boxes and moved them over here under the train layout and packed them all in that one section. So now all the boxes are neatly stored under there, and I put them up on you know, 4x4s or boards or something, so that if I would get any water down here, which I never had, you know, everything will be up. Everything I keep up down here, but there's really no reason for it. I've never had any problems. So I was back here working one time, and then I thought it would be really nice if this just wasn't a purely concrete basement floor, because there was a lot of dust with it and it was kind of cold. So I went and I started buying these tiles, these little 2x2 tiles, which you can get them at the big box stores. Flooring tiles, anti-fatigue, kind of rubbery, and they snap together. And they're not cheap. I mean, if you get them at like a BJ's or a Costco kind of a place, I think you get 32 square feet. There's like 8 of them in there for 17 bucks, something like that. So I started in the back, and I just wanted to go back where the workshop area was, back here, because I thought I'd be walking around back here, you know, and sitting and working. Oh, of course, then I got a chair with wheels on it from, you know, an extra one from work that they didn't want, they were throwing out. So I cleaned that up and fixed it. Then I needed a chair mat, because you can't roll a chair mat on these rubber fatigue things. So then I kept going. And then I thought, I should just keep going. Are you sensing a pattern here? The then I thoughts, and then I thought. So then I thought I'd go over here. Now while I'm here, let me tell you about these things. First of all, I picked them because they have, I don't know if it's like an antimicrobial or something in them in case they get wet, but they're soft, they're anti-fatigue, they're very easy to put down. You can cut them. Look, I like cut them around stuff. And they go down pretty fast. You can put edges on them. They look pretty nice. They're durable. And the big thing was, I guess they're warm. I mean, in a way it gets cold down here. But right after I did this, look how I cut them out around the bricks. I mean, you can do some pretty cool stuff. Right after I did this, a couple months after I did this, the water heater started leaking. And all this section from those white pipes around here, around the water heater, had water under here. And all I did was pull up these couple right in here. And you know, after they replaced the water heater and this concrete all dried out, I put them right back down. So that was my goal, and that ended up really working well. I'm glad I did that. You know, imagine if you would have put some kind of real flooring down here. But I just kept going. I guess that's the point. I thought, you know, then I thought. But I just kept going around here, and we'll take a little detour on the way. I mean, actually, let's look under here. I did under here, which I wish I would have done a long time ago, because that would have been a okay, I can say that. A lot nicer laying down here working on the wires under the layout on this nice, soft, warm stuff instead of the dusty, cold concrete all those years. So let's continue our tour. Some of you guys have seen this. I did a video on installing this whole house surge protector. When I built this house, I helped with the wiring, and I did all this wiring myself. Some people have asked about it. I'll just show. It's been here a long time, but basically, well, all of the TV cable in the black and the network wires in the blue this is a home run. They all go up to all the different outlets throughout the house. They all come back to here, to this central location. And then all the blue cables come up and come into the back of this patch panel. Okay, I patched them all in there. So essentially, every one of these, see, like master bedroom 1, master bedroom 2, living room 1, 2, 3, 4, kitchen, they're just all, these wires go upstairs. So if I want to light up office 4, I just plug something into there, and then it plugs into this switch up top, you know, which hooks them all together to the main. I forget which one it is now, but there's a yellow one which goes over to the one Verizon router, and the red one, you know, I have it a little different now because I have my main router upstairs. But anyway, that's all my patch panel, and of course I have this neat little light thing down here that I can, you know, throw light down on top of this so that I can see what I'm doing. And that's also a surge protector at the top. So all this rack mount stuff. Here's a camera, you know, for security in case somebody breaks in. My server, I'm running a Windows 10 server right now, which shares data to my media center and all that stuff. My little temperature gauge and a battery down here and a backup drive back there. So that's that with just a monitor because it's a Windows 10 machine. And of course my battery backup for my Verizon Fios Aunt. Okay, so some of you guys are into that stuff. That's pretty cool. And I got a little workstation down here. And all my cables, you know, when you work on computers, you always have USB and IDE cables and all kind of stuff, audio cables, all right? So this, you know, talking about my different hobbies, this is my computer area. I kind of still run a computer business on the side that I don't keep as much inventory as I used to, but this is just storage and, you know, a lot of it's old now, but drives and supplies you need, memory and video cards and stuff like that, old CDs, cases. There's that, I don't have a place for that. There's that basswood little barn that my friend Caesar, my trained friend Caesar, had the laser cutter, and we made that, and I stained it up. I just don't have a place in my layout big enough for it. Old computer, you know, a reel-to-reel tape machine, because I was taking old reel-to-reels from an old band member from the 50s, 60s, and 70s and converting them. You know, and old printers and a couple, you know, rolling stock that I don't have any place for. So that's like the computer corner. Now, you know, get your bearings here again. Again, we're just right off of the layout, which is right in the center. Back there in the corner, we were back doing the workshop tour. Now, these are speakers, these two things, and back in that corner is my band stuff. I played in a band for a bunch of years, so I just made that corner all my band stuff, my keyboard facing out here, you know. And before I go back in there, we're here, so let's remember, I got sidetracked, but look, I did all this flooring. I mean, the whole way. Going a little fast here for you, I realize, but I did all this flooring with those 2x2, and it just makes it nice to walk around here. You don't drag in so much dust from the concrete, and it's soft on your feet. You can come down here, not worry about it. This is my little living room area, if you want to call it that. I had an extra kitchen table that's been passed on since the early 70s from my mom and dad, and some old chairs, you know, some of my other previous chairs from upstairs. So just a little nice area you can sit with a carpet and a lamp, and I guess it's a true man cave. And this is something I did 10, 15 years ago. I was into blackjack and gambling, and I was actually considering moving to Las Vegas and becoming a dealer at one time. And so I bought this full-sized official blackjack table from an Indian casino, and I practiced dealing blackjack. And a while back, even on Periscope, I had done some live, you know, I put the camera up like this, and we did hands. We did live hands of blackjack, which was pretty cool, just for fun. But I've since been out of that. And then just storage over here. And, you know, paper storage, business records, things like that. Some of my... So over here is the band stuff, what I was talking about. Stuff that we used to use when we were playing jobs. I have it covered up. I come down every once in a while, play, you know, my keyboard. You've seen some of my videos on my sister channel, Bobot Media. I played a couple on there. Just a computer and a amp over here, and some of the pictures from back when we were playing. Some of the guys in the band. And when we used to have rehearsals, I didn't drink, but I had to have supplies for the guys. So, and there's our little mascot. I don't know why. I just found him somewhere at one of the jobs in one of the clubs, and we kept that little frog with us. So anyway, I'll see if there's anything else to cover, but if not, I just wanted to let you know that I was still around and the layout is still up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, to tell you the truth. I feel that it's finished to the level that I'm comfortable with. I have way too many trains for, you know, the size of my layout. So what I want to do someday is pull all this rolling stock and all this off of here, and you know, just put it on the shelves and then start running some trains, smaller trains. I mean, like I said, you've seen all this before, probably from these same angles. It's cool stuff, but I don't know. I just really, I switch totally. I switch from, I'm going to tear all this down and sell all my trains because I get disgusted with the things I read on the forums and whatever. And then I come down sometimes and it's quiet like this and I just stand and look at them and I realize how much work and effort I put into it and how cool it really is. And I thought, what do I care what these other people think and what they do? You know, this is for me. This was fun. Right now, I don't have the time and money to spend on it again, but I think maybe I'll just hold on to it for a while and see where it takes me. So maybe in the coming weeks or months, I'll get inspired and actually do something down here and run some trains for you guys. But until then, I hope this has been informative or fun for you guys and entertaining. And thanks for watching.